Big update. All of the rear rust panel replacement is done. That is the left rear quarter patch that I did. And last update had the trunk open, tail panel had just gotten in, figured that out, making progress. And now the trunk is done. I've got those side extension pieces fabricated in. Got everything welded in and ground down. And you may notice some strange things going on here. That door is an access panel to the fuel pump in the gas tank for the fuel injection system. So I'm going to open that up. So once the tank is in, it gives you easy access to service the pump if needed, as opposed to having to pull the gas tank out to access it, which is a real hassle on an A-body, especially if you run the exhaust over the axles and out the back. It's doable, but I'm running larger exhaust, and I would rather not have to pull exhaust to get to the fuel tank if I ever need to service the pump. So, trapdoor went in. First Chevelle had the same detail, has been handy on one occasion, and so I decided to do it again on this. As you can see, the patch panel is in, welded on to the existing part of the trunk floor. Body worked a little bit, and then all ground down, and what I think looks pretty good. You see those two long indent lines? Those are the pieces that I rolled in to give it some stiffness. I'll insert some pictures of that through part of this. And you'll see there's a little bit of overspray on the trunk paint. I'm going to go ahead and use a truck bed liner for those fenders on the inside. Gives it a little added stiffness as well. And then the other thing I did while I had everything out was I problem solved my sound system. That is a box. The center section is walled off and has a 8-inch subwoofer in it. And then the two side pieces have the 6x9 speakers in there, all set up with wiring through the box. And that is the luggage, or excuse me, the package tray cut out. The box itself is reinforcing the package tray. It's a 3/4 inch cabinet grade plywood that is screwed to, so it's actually really stiff now, and then padded in between the box and the sheet metal so that there's no buzz or vibration from whatever the thumping of the subwoofer comes out. But again, when I had the floor of the trunk out, doing a lot of the rust repair, welding, patching, and things was just so much easier being in the trunk through the floor. So I did that, and then decided again to knock out the speaker box and kind of design and fit that in there while I was doing it. Under the speaker box, you see there's a set of drawer slides, and that is going to be where the amplifier lives. And the point being is that climbing in a A-body trunk sucks. Working in there is near impossible. I did it with the first Chevelle and no fun. So I decided to go ahead and do that so that I can hook up everything with that slide pulled out like you see it, and adjust levels and things. And then once I'm happy, just slide it back in and either tether it or do some kind of block so it can't slide out. But I thought that was a pretty slick installation for long-term, not having things in the way in the trunk, but still leave it somewhat future-proof and serviceable if needed. So that is my trunk update, but I guess I would call it Pimp My Truck. No, Pimp My Trunk. There we go. Might have to edit that. The rust repair is all done and ready to go. The other thing I did was completely sanded down this trough that catches the water, put in a new seam sealer, and then painted it with a semi-gloss automotive finish black. Probably get painted over with the final color, but in the meantime I wanted something that kind of represented it being done so I could move on to the next thing in case we had any moisture. Obviously the weather seal is not in yet, but that is making progress. So exciting, because most of the rust repair is done. I still have to pull the frame off the body, get the body up in the air, and then just one last once over on the underside of the car, wire wheel off, just the light surface, and then put an undercoating on the whole thing. But all very exciting. And again, trunk is done. I can put the deck lid back on and move on to bigger and better. Thanks for watching.